I'm back with another Front Row Talk podcast, the podcast with expensive opinions. This is episode 107. Before I get started, make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, and you share this video. Make sure you check the description down below where I have a link for my Instagram and my TikTok, where I post a clip of each and every single episode. Before I get started, make sure you check last week's episode 106, where I was talking about the upcoming Future and Metro album that'll be dropping later at 12. And I was also kind of talking about the Drake and Kendrick situation, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure you tune into that. But let's get started with this video. Before I get started, you probably hear that I'm talking a bit weird. I feel like I'm about to get sick. I feel like my throat is messing with me. So at least I'm still coming up here, and I feel like, still recording. I feel like I can't miss an episode. But as you can see by the title of this episode, I'm going to still be talking about what I've been talking about probably for the last two episodes already, if I'm not mistaken. I wanted to come up and talk about basketball, but I'm going to kind of push it back a bit more, just because playoffs are about to start, but not that soon. And they still had the playoff bracket still not made, even though we know Clippers and Mavs will face each other already. But I'm going to get to that probably next week or the week after that, whenever we get closer to that. I still feel like I got to talk about this music situation, especially that, for those who don't know, or by the time you're already seeing this, you'll probably already listen to the album. But Metro and Future are dropping an album later tonight at 12, called We Still Don't Trust You. I'm super duper excited. Why? I mean, I think I said this in the last episode. The first album was really good. Really, really good. I like multiple songs, more than 5-6 songs on that album. Only difference is that this time around there's rumors that it's going to be an R&B album. Basically, slightly different from the rap album they first dropped. I'm going to name the songs because the track list is already out. And I'm going to give my thoughts on the songs. I'm also think about what song I think I'm going to like. And yeah, we just going to go from there. So Metro had posted the cover art kind of track list for the second album, called We Still Don't Trust You. He posted it on Twitter. It kind of has the same vibe to it as the first album, as in the way it looks. It has Metro and Future in the background, and then it has the We Don't Trust You in bold, but the still in between the we and don't words up at top. So kind of funny because the first song in the first album was We Don't Trust You. Now on this album, the first song is We Still Don't Trust You. And that song Future was getting at Drake. Of course, we put two and two together after we heard that, and we heard Like That, which had Kendrick Lamar on it. So Future was talking about the whole Drake and his and Drake's situation. So the fact that number one is We Still Don't Trust You, I wouldn't be surprised that if it's another diss or another sneak diss or another jab being thrown at Drake, because it kind of has the same name. It's just the still in between. So that song may still give that same vibe. Number 2 is Drink and Dance. Number 3 is Out of My Hands. Number 4 is Jealous. Number 5 is This Sunday. Number 5 is Love Bad Bitches. Number 5 is This Sunday. Number 6 is Love Bad Bitches. Number 7, Amazing, which is like an interlude. Number 8, All to Myself. Number 9, Nights Like This. Number 10, Came to the Party. Number 11, Right For You. Number 12, Mile High Memories. Number 13, Overload. Number 14, Gracious. Number 15, Beat It. And I'm going to talk on number 15. Number 16, Always Be My Fault. Number 17, One Big Family. And number 18, Red Leather. Interesting names, I guess you could say. Intriguing names, I guess you could say. Last album had 17 songs. This one has 18. 17. This one has 18. So I like the fact that this one has one more, and they're still kind of giving the same amount of music they gave from the last album. They could have gotten away with 14, 15 songs with this one, and it would have been good. But the fact that they have 17, 17 on the first and 18 on this one, says that, you know, they're kind of trying to give the fans same amount of music they gave the first time around. We still don't trust you. I said what I said about that. But I want to get to 15. Beat It. It's funny because once I read number 15, for some reason, I was like, yeah, they're gonna get at Drake in this song. And I'm not the only one who thought that. People in the comments section were saying the same thing. It just gives those vibes. I mean, who's to say that they might not get at him this second time around? It'll be interesting. I don't know if there'll be a full diss song on here, but what I would say is that it's interesting that Metro did not show the features once again. So he wants you to listen to it and then just have that reaction like, oh damn, this guy's on this song or this guy's on this song. Basically, with the first album, I feel like that's slick but smart of him. Definitely brings the audience in, and we might probably hear Kendrick on this album again too. Who's to say no? The fact that like that had the effect it did on the rap game and on everybody. He might have just told Kendrick to hop on the second album, and then they'll drop a song together, and it could be as big or even bigger. I mean, we really don't know until 12 o'clock. But songs that I think are gonna be one of my faves. I like the first song, the intro song on the last album. So this album could probably have that same vibe because I said what I said. But I'm interested to listen to Beat It, which is number 15. One Big Family sounds interesting. They might have a couple people on that song, like featured, if I'm not mistaken. Red Leather sounds interesting. Let me see. Mile High Memories, probably. Gracious. And I'm interested on an interlude, like what's gonna be said, or like what type of interlude is gonna be for Metro. He he's really creative, so I definitely want to see where he comes. But I mean, those are the only songs that right now that are catching my attention. It could definitely switch once the album is out. So yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts with this second album. The first album sold 220. This album could sell. Now this is where it got tricky. So there's also rumored that Drake will be dropping at 12. That he's gonna respond to Kendrick, and it's kinda some like hints here and there. Like if you really look, or if you're really like tapped into this whole situation. So not too long ago, Drake posted a picture in a studio with a Vybz Kartel shirt and his producer in the back, showing that he's in the studio. This was after the Like That diss, so people are like, all right, he's in the studio. This could be the diss song, whatever. And then if I'm not mistaken, yesterday or today early, I think it was yesterday, as in Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, or today, Thursday when it's being recorded, Boy Wonder had also posted Vybz Kartel, if I'm not mistaken, like his face. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's Vybz Kartel, so people are kind of connecting the dots. Like, okay, he had this shirt in the studio. Boy Wonder's a producer. He may be part of the diss track. He might produce the diss track. Boy Wonder is known to produce a lot of great songs for Drake. If I'm not mistaken, Oh Murder was one of them, which it was just a straight rap song. I think Diplomatic Immunity as well. It's a couple songs out there that he's produced for Drake with sick beats, and they just, I mean, most of them the public likes. So if you really connect the dots, that could be something that drops tonight. And the reason why people say it may drop tonight is so he could kind of be petty and take attention off Metro's album. The reason why I think that he may not take attention away, even though it's very possible, is because people are going to tune into Metro's album since there's more music, because Drake only dropping one song, and he's still capable of taking attention away just for one song. I mean, he's the biggest artist out. But like, people are gonna go to Metro's album to see if Kendrick is on it once again, to see if there's another diss, and to actually tune in to see how good of an album it is. So it's like they complement each other in a way. People will definitely tune in to that song if it drops tonight. That response. And yeah, I mean, I I'm a big fan, but I don't really want to get too hyped, just because if it don't drop, it's like damn. But it's a lot of signs indicating that he's dropping. Then you have academics posting Vibes Cartel as well. He may know something we don't, or he just may be following the trend, or not even a trend, because it's not really a trend, but he may know something we don't. Then you have like Toronto media pages commenting under like posts that have to do with it, and dropping owl emojis, and they're all like followed by Drake himself, so they probably know something we don't. And then the reason why, the real big reason why we know, or we think, that he's dropping later at 12 is because Joe Budden had said that he's been hearing around that is getting personal, the beef or the situation, and that they both have nukes ready to drop, quote unquote, as in Drake and Kendrick, and that they've both been in the studio, that he's heard it from people who could rap. So it's kind of like it's going from one person to the other, and then got on his podcast, and it got to the world, I guess you could say. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I want this. I feel like this would be good for hip hop, good for rap, good for both parties. If you're a Kendrick fan or a Drake fan, because I know they're really it's gonna get bad, probably. How bad, I don't know, because I can't really predict that. But it might get really personal on the tracks. And yeah, I mean, they just build like historic moments for the rap scene, to be honest. And J. Cole, at first I didn't really understand his move, the whole backing out, him saying sorry after he dropped what he dropped. But there's also rumors that he knew how Kendrick was gonna come at Drake and vice versa, and then he probably was like, you know what, I mess with both guys, and I really don't have any beef with Kendrick, so I'm gonna just step out of this one. So it's a lot of things indicating like what definitely could happen. So yeah, I mean, Metro album at 12, potential unconfirmed Drake diss response. I don't know how long after we're gonna get the Kendrick one. Of course, Kendrick is gonna wait to see if Drake responds or not. It doesn't make sense for him to drop it before Drake, or right then and there, because you always want to hear what somebody got to say before maybe you want to switch something up or whatever the case may be. But they got the rap game in a chokehold, the fans, at least me. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on right now, but to predict how much the Metro album, the second album, will sell, I would probably say like from 180 to 220, same range. If it does anything less than 180, I'll be super duper surprised. If it does anything more than 220, I wouldn't be surprised, because it's like the second, album after the whole situation. And if there's a response, or if there's a lot moving around it, a lot of people are gonna click that album and start playing it. Now, that even though the first one was a really good album, besides any diss or whatever, but of course, this is all making the situation bigger in a sense. But yeah, I mean, that's really it for this episode. Super duper interested. By the time you guys are seeing this, there probably would be a diss out, probably not, but for sure the Metro album is coming out. I think that the diss Kendrick, Future, Metro, mostly those three guys, probably all three, who knows. I don't know if it will focus just on one person. I may be wrong, but I want to see them go at it. Why not? We've been waiting for this for 10 plus years, for those who've been tuned in since day one. But yeah, that's it for this episode. This is episode 107. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, and you share this video. Check the description down below. I have my link for my Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Your boy Salsita is out.